seen
this movie went on for infinity. Get it? Because it's long.
Actually, it felt very short. Honestly, it's very brief.
It did feel short.
It didn't feel. It didn't feel
It's
long
a
at all.
brisk movie.
What a fucking crazy film!
It's
What
a
a
fast-paced film.
So we've given like the weekend to think about it.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
I've only seen it once. I really need to rewatch it.
I saw it in IMAX.
I've been trying. I try to go see it. Like I was like, maybe I'll go see it again Sunday morning. It was like 9 a.m. still sold out. And this was like Friday morning. This was like Friday night.
So right now it's tracking to be the highest grossing opening weekend.
Currently it is officially
highest grossing of all time?
not officially already, but it's officially predicted to become the highest grossing weekend of all time. It's predicted across
holy shit.
250 million in the US and worldwide. I think it's
honestly, I think it deserves it.
I was a bit
really
surprised. I was honestly a bit surprised because not having little faith in the power of Avengers, but I had more faith in I thought Star Wars. The Force Awakens was so huge that I didn't think
this. I think was.
anything was
I think Andy said it.
Bigger.
I think Andy said it the best.
And I didn't even say that.
Yeah,
I
he
stole this
stole
from
it
Screen
from
Junkies.
yeah.
Screen Junkies said this, which was like, it's kind of hard to compare the two of them because one is a season finale, one is a series return, and it's like it's both. They're both like two like very hyped things. They're two very hyped things, but they're hyped for different reasons.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to compare them in terms of like excitement, in terms of like hype.
Yeah.
I don't know, because when the Force Awakens, I don't know that all of like my fan groups and all that were like raving on and on and on, and for me, Infinity War, it was exciting, but
I think
never at that level.
for me it was a quiet hype.
Yeah,
It was a hype where
I think what it was is I think it was because Force Awakens was coming out in December, and for me, Force Awakens was coming out like right as like my semester was ending, so it was essentially happening right like when Christmas break was happening. I feel like those two things coincided a lot to like really drive the hype home. Whereas this was like it's the opposite. It's the end of the year. Like people are still like. It's still like people are still in school, people are still at work. It's like so people were still busy, so they didn't have time a lot of time to.
And they still post those when you get off of work memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I like this more than The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I honestly this is a better movie than The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Force Awakens, I have a lot of problems with this,
Yeah.
and this one is.
I have very
shitty.
little problems with.
It's not perfect. I do have some problems, but overall, I'll consider it to be a very solid movie. And just for what it accomplished, how like the fact that this wasn't
was
a
like-
fucking
There's
train wreck.
60 main
Was it
characters.
60?
Yeah.
The last reported I remember was 40, but it might have.
Have you watched the YMS video on it?
I have not.
He genuinely liked it a lot, and his thing was a lot like Red Letter Media's point, which is like the fact that this isn't a fucking train wreck is like it's just
it's
so
amazing.
impressive on its own.
76. There are 76 Avengers of Infinity War.
So are we gonna start off not talking about spoilers, then just go?
I'm cool going full into spoilers,
cool.
honestly.
Alright, so
fuck
for
you.
those
This is
at
your
home-
official warning.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Official recommendation.
Oh
Go
yeah,
see it.
official
It's
recommendation.
great.
It's real solid.
It's a fantastic film. I love it.
Alright, so
3, 2, 1.
Spoiler!
Everyone dies. Spider-Man.
More like half of the people.
Spooderman. I say more than half.
Yeah, more
fucking
than
Black
half. No,
Panther
exactly
died.
half.
I didn't see that
Yeah.
coming. Well, exactly half of the universe, but not half of the characters.
So
in the movie.
let's
let's
general. Let's go back to. Let's rewind a little bit to the beginning.
Honestly, the question should be who's gonna stay dead at this point.
Everyone who was
clue.
killed. Everyone who was killed pre Thanos snap. That's what I think.
Really? Wait,
yeah.
That's Zach's official.
That's
Gamora and Vision.
Vision and Loki. Those are my three who I think are staying
I
dead.
think Loki is certainly. I think Heimdall is certainly staying dead. I think I don't know if
the
I don't
Collector's
think.
still gonna be dead.
I think Collector's.
That scene was crazy.
That scene was fun.
crazy. Where he just like twisted it out. And,
It
like,
never
the entire
fucking. It
world
did
just,
not do that in Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
It did not have that fucking
It's
power.
not as cool. in
Yeah.
the Dark World.
Which
But here
honestly,
it's just
yeah.
like.
where he actually literally changes
Here,
reality.
Yeah.
here it feels like the Reality Stone, whereas
Yeah.
in Thor it felt like the
It just
Teleporter
like
Stone.
it turned a truck or sideways. I think
It was
What
messing
did
with
it
like
do that?
gravity and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what it was
instead
doing.
of Thanos being killed and then changing that
No,
reality.
he didn't. I don't think he changed
No.
that. I think what basically happened was
He just
like
put a
he
on.
was making
Really?
yeah.
No,
Yeah, he didn't,
that
he
whole-
didn't actually
I
die.
rewatched
He didn't
that scene.
he did not reverse his death.
In the
That's
second
not
time
what happened.
I watched that scene a little closer. Basically, like that entire the time they get to nowhere, that's all just a show that Thanos is putting on because he's got the reality of the stone.
No, 'cause I
It's all like
think it would have been
holograms.
cooler if he died there and then changed reality.
It's not how that works, though.
Yeah.
How could he have done that if he was dead?
He wouldn't have a soul.
Yeah.
Should have hit me in the. Should have.
He should have aimed for the head.
Yeah, that was cool.
This movie is like chock full of really good fan service.
Yeah,
And-
so I was just thinking about that. It was kind of like this was like, do you know what I've determined this was? This was the airport battle feature length.
Yes.
It's in that it's this non-stop, it's so fast moving, there's like a bunch of, I really dug the fact that they split them all up.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that, I think
there's
that
like
helped.
there's like 3 main stories, you know.
I think that helps, and I said this to Zach earlier, and I don't mean this as a bad thing. This felt like 3 different movies that were like just edited like
Together?
and I think that's what helped it feel so not overstuffed was because like they were all working on separate
Yeah,
things.
but still for me, it still felt a bit rushed.
I mean, it's certainly a
say-
fast-paced
Yeah,
movie,
it's
and like
and there's a lot going on.
But there are still times that I wish that they slowed down a little bit. Especially one thing that I've given the weekend to think about is Pepper and Iron Man. And I do wish that they slowed down or at least gave one more scene into that relationship.
It's
See,
less
the
of-
thing is, I feel like we're gonna get more of that in Avengers 2.
that's what it seems like Avengers 2.
And I feel Avengers. These are definitely part 1 and part 2 of the movie,
Yeah.
and I like that. But I think
Yeah,
Devin's got
that's my
lots in the wrong way.
biggest problem with the movie is that it is a part 1, so it feels
it
unfinished.
doesn't necessarily feel like a part 1. It's just the cliffhanger ending was a tad annoying
It's
to
not
me.
even the cliffhanger or anything. Like,
No, if
like,
it
like,
wasn't a cliffhanger, if there wasn't
No,
a
I do.
cliffhanger
I
ending,
do think that this is a
part
2-part
one,
movie.
yeah. Like-
but that being said, I feel like this is a complete enough picture where, like,
considering
there's-
that, like, the
Yeah.
fact that Thanos is more or less the main character,
he is.
to me, is what makes this feel like not fully a part 1 scenario, because this was essentially the story of Thanos
But it's still-
collecting all the Infinity Stones to wipe out half the universe. And he says the fact they were very smart, I think, to include the line. They were like,
we're in the end game now.
we're in the end game now, but also like what are you gonna do when you win? I'm gonna watch the sunrise on a grateful universe. And at the end of the movie, he does that. He watches the sunrise
Yeah, you-
after accomplishing his mission. So like that, it felt like
You
I was like,
can't-
okay,
you complete.
you
it felt
can't
complete
say-
for that's what it was.
you
Obviously,
can't say-
they're
As an
going to part
Avengers
2.
movie, this is not a complete
Yeah.
film.
Yeah,
it's-
you can say
It was
that
a
it would be a
complete story.
Thanos. That would be a Thanos film.
It didn't feel like a complete, like, obviously the story's not done, but it felt like the story that you were telling within this film, it was finished.
When I
That's my biggest gripe. Yeah.
walked out of the film, I felt like a story had been completed.
It didn't feel like Hunger Games
Yeah, but
Part 2.
Yeah, I felt there was a climax, there was resolution, there was like.
Yes, there
was a plot arc.
There was a plot arc, but I wish there were more character arcs.
I will agree. That's my problem, is that I don't necessarily wish that there was more moments where they could slow down. Like, there's never like, there's not like a moment in the movie I think he could have cut out in order to make more time for more character moments. And honestly, if they were to add more like bullshit moments, I think it wouldn't have hurt the pacing, because I think the pacing is as brisk as it is. The reason why the movie doesn't feel overbloated and long is because
It moves so
it's as
fast.
brisk as it is. So
It
it's like
moves so
there's no time for you to feel.
But the thing is, though, it takes moments for those like slow character.
there is moments in there I
There
just
are
like.
small moments.
Yeah,
but
and I think those are all the moments that I really needed for a picture of this like scope, and like the fact that we got a singular scene with Pepper and we got 2. We got him on the phone with her, and like we got him in the park with her. I think that's enough
but they
for
were
a movie
so
with like
short.
60 characters.
yeah, what
though.
was the actual? It was like 76.
And the fact that we got like a
big
one-on-one scene with like Gamora and Star-Lord just talking.
Yeah, it's not completely devoid of them, but like my thing is, and it's less of a gripe with the movie, because like I recognize there really isn't like a good fix to this problem, because my problem is that like, to me the coolest part about a crossover movie is seeing characters who we know so well and seeing how they interact with other characters who they've never met before, or like haven't met in a good long while. And I wish there was a little more time for more of that, like especially when
But I still
Thor
think it's possible.
when Thor was talking to Captain America for the first time, because Thor and Captain America haven't seen each other in fucking years.
Yeah.
And like in this universe, and they both just show up on the battlefield together.
Hey,
and,
nice beard.
Yeah, and they get like 2 lines together, and then they got to go back to fighting. And I'm like, oh, I wish they could have had a couple more. Like, I would have liked to see what they had to say.
liked to see more too,
Because they
but-
both have gone through like so much
Yeah.
since they've
Kind,
seen
kind
each
of the
other.
same with Hulk. I feel like Hulk lands and then he's like, "Oh, okay, here's the plot."
Not like that. I think he gets like enough. He gets that.
Hulk's got a lot to
He
do.
gets that section with Natasha where he like they share a glance and it's like.
But
Oh
it's
yeah,
one glance.
That felt a little awkward to me. I was like, oh, they just never went back to that.
Yeah, they never went back to that.
It's because they didn't have fucking time.
Yeah, they don't have-
Yeah, I understand, but I would have rather have seen a 3.5 hour version.
But we're
I
getting
feel
a
like-
3.5 hour version. It's
Yeah,
called-
it's not. That's the
Infinity
thing is
War
that this
Part 2.
the movie's not fully done yet.
Yeah, which I don't know, which bugs. Another thing that I felt is that every scene was rising to an action. Like, it kind of goes along with my. I wish they slowed it down. Great, but every scene I felt was rising to an action instead of sitting down and like talking for a little bit. Except now that I think about it, except the Thor and Rocket scene, I felt that was the only one that was like.
Yeah, there's a good amount of like of
Characters talking.
yeah. I mean, Thor's arc in this movie is really really solid. And I love what they gave him to do.
Outside of Thanos, he's probably one of the main characters.
I'd say so. Yeah, he has a lot to do. in
It's
this
him and
movie.
Iron Man, I'd say.
Yeah, and
Actually,
and Star-Lord's
and
got a lot to
Star-Lord,
do.
yeah.
Star-Lord's got a lot.
Yo, God, that
Star-Lord's.
hurt.
I'd say
Yeah.
like Star-Lord, Gamora, and Gamora's story in this movie is.
I really
it's
dug them.
really great.
I think Thanos. Yeah, Thanos.
That's one of the- it's one of the
Thanos is
reasons-
the best villain.
Yeah,
This is a great
far.
villain,
I believe
yeah.
he is.
I really love.
He follows very closely by Killmonger, in my opinion.
I like
I don't-
Ego. I like Ego a lot. I don't know if I have a singular favorite. Also,
I think my favorite is Thanos
I got
by
the list.
far.
I think because Thanos is barely a villain.
Yeah.
In the way that
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
got-
like
he's-
he's the protagonist of the story.
yeah. Like thematically, he's not really the villain. Also, like he's has a heart.
Yeah. Well,
I
he's
like.
just-
Yeah,
he's
he
a sociopath,
He
but he's
cries over Gamora. And
Yeah.
that was very like.
Yeah,
oh.
because he knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's performance when he finds
Chris
out.
Pratt's so good.
Oh.
When he finds out that like Thanos
And
killed-
Tony's like, dude, don't do it. Calm down. We almost got this. We
Yeah.
almost got this.
And I forget what line he says, but he's like, it sounds like he's about to start crying. He's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's literally. It made me appreciate like Peter Quill more as just like a really childish character.
Yeah.
Because like the way he deals with everything is so like.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a
immature.
very immature character.
I
That's
don't
his-
know
that's his
if
thing.
if you found out that someone like killed your girlfriend.
No, that's his big character
Yeah.
arc is that he is incredibly immature.
Yeah, and I think this movie plays it really well. Like
Yeah.
when he's like up against.
This
like,
movie
Thor.
played the Guardians incredibly well.
All the scenes with the Guardians felt like a Guardians movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that was another impressive thing to me is that like, well, they had I know they had James Gunn. I don't know if this is
He was an
confirmed or not.
executive producer.
I know I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I've read this a couple places that they brought James Gunn in to write the Guardians dialogue, and that's the reason. That's the reason to me why it feels so.
Natural?
They really just like understood the Guardians. They understood all of the characters that Marvel's built up, even the ones that the Russo brothers haven't had a chance to work with yet, like Thor. Like they have not touched Thor yet.
Yeah, but he,
and
like-
yet they still use him incredibly appropriately.
Yeah, because well, I think like his characterization from like Thor Ragnarok isn't exactly perfect to this movie. Mm-hmm. It's not a one-to-one thing, but at the same time, I think they get like the friendly jock aspect of it really well.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of seems like a big dumb dog.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they get that like sadness that really hasn't been shown in the movies so far.
Yeah, he
where he's-
cries on screen.
Yeah. Where's Devin? Just a bit.
Devin's just-
Hey, Devin's not here right now. He's not a cool dude.
I'm getting my phone because we have some fan reactions.
Oh
we
my
have fan
god.
reactions.
And some fan reactions as well.
Wow. You don't have
what-
any fans though.
Yeah, we have a
we
couple
got we got
fans.
Devin's parents.
We got my parents. We got a couple people.
Who's our fans? We got
Yeah,
fans.
cool fans.
We got some cool
Ooh, I didn't know
fans.
we had fans.
Yeah. So.
What are our fans saying? What
Uh,
are our
All of our fans.
What are our Arrow 401ers saying?
One of them said, "I felt like it was a schmoop version of a Marvel movie.
Who said this?
A schmoop version?
Everything went so quickly.
Who said this?
I heard that they're gonna be.
Who said this?
This is my dad.
What did your fucking dad say, Devin?
Yeah, he said, I felt like it was a schmoop version of a Marvel movie. Everything went so quickly. I heard that there were going to be 2 movies, but maybe they should have done 3 to get more characterization.
That would have been too much.
that would've been
3.
too
I would have seen it. I would have seen
would
it.
not
No,
have.
it's too
No,
much.
I kind of agree. It was quick. It was.
I don't know. I'm not in for the whole like stretching out more, like having more than like needed.
I think
But-
it's
but-
I think it's
for, like,
appropriately
character-
too.
But I don't think it would have been more than I don't know. I felt they could. I don't think it would have been more than they needed because I
think 2 movies would have been fair. I think
do
this movie
feel-
was appropriate and like.
Yeah, because like 3 movies, that's a trilogy.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
a
have seen
fucking
a
trilogy of
I would have
Infinity
seen a
War.
Thanos trilogy.
That's not, that would no.
Also, they would like come out like
3
3
years? Yeah.
3 years of Infinity War. I don't think the
You
hype
don't.
could last.
Yeah, you could not stretch this out for 3 fucking years.
Yeah,
I would have seen it. The Lord of the
get
like
tired.
Lord of the Ring.
Yeah, but this isn't Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this is a whole different thing where it's like the
It'd be
universe.
like Return of the King being spread over.
Yeah,
3
I already
years.
hear people like talking about like Ant-Man and the Wasp and how like they're kind of worried about it, of, like how it's not gonna fit in like.
No, I think it works.
I think it works, too,
It's
but,
again,
like-
it worked. The first Ant-Man worked so well when it came out after the first Avengers movie because it was the perfect complement to it. One was so massively big, and now we're going back to very small.
Yeah.
Another fan review.
Oh.
Is this your mom?
I liked it.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are our fans.
Our fans.
Our fans
Hell
are my
yeah, dude.
parents.
I'll take it, dude. I'll take Wing Yet.
It was a lot to get through. I agree they sacrificed some character moments. Vision and Scarlet had good moments, and Gamora
Oh yeah, I
too.
forgot about them.
Yeah,
with
I like the
with
romance.
24 plus characters, it's hard for them to all get their moments. The end came too fast for me. Felt anticlimactic somehow.
Yeah.
I'm already looking for Captain Marvel for answers. My brother thinks in Avengers 4 someone will get the gauntlet and reverse the deaths, but some will have to die. Some will have to stay dead. You know?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's everyone pre-snap.
I don't know if they're gonna keep Gamora dead.
I really hope that they keep Gamora dead because I think that if they like resurrected her, that rewatching that scene would feel just completely.
I don't know, I think-
it would feel boneless. almost.
I would disagree.
Yeah, boneless.
I would
fucking
dis-
It's
I
like
would disagree.
eating boneless wings watching Gamora's death.
I would
They get
disagree
some boneless
because
pizza,
because
boy.
for Thanos that is still a sacrifice.
Yeah, but a sacrifice that where
don't know.
the character comes back, then it's not a
I
sacrifice.
think I'll
No,
trust.
but
I trust Marvel to know.
It
what
would would have been different if Thanos brought her back. But for Thanos, it is still a very real
I don't know
sacrifice.
what my parents think of Infinity War.
I
I don't think they've
know.
seen it yet.
Yeah, I know my dad might have.
I doubt my mom's seen it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll ask her.
And-
I'm gonna
and-
ask my mom if she's seen Infinity War.
Another thing for me is the Black Order. Black Order.
I
Oh
love
yeah,
the
we
Black
mentioned
Order.
Black Order. Black Order is cool.
Black
Actually,
Order is cool.
I wish they were cooler. I mean,
I
other than bald wizard guy who was fucking
Squidward.
great.
Ebony
Squidward. Ebony Maw was so fucking cool.
And I was upset that they killed him off.
I was fine with that.
I really like the Black Order, because
thought they were basic.
No,
I
because
felt like
they,
I felt like the big brute guy. I felt like he was kind of boring. Like he didn't.
for me, I
He didn't
felt
say.
like
I don't think he even have a
no, he
single
did,
line
he didn't.
of dialogue.
But like for me, I like them because they kind of felt like a typical like hero, like a party of 5 heroes thing, where like Thanos is the leader, you got the girl, you got the brute, you got this sneaky guy,
Yeah.
and you got like the mage, and it's like this little like party of
No,
like
I don't
D&D
know. I-
guys.
yeah, I was thinking that was a good word for it.
I
D&D guys.
felt the Black Order was weak, and the only strong one was Ebony Maw. And I would have been fine if they killed the rest of them because I felt they were useless, except Ebony Maw because I thought Ebony Maw was this mastermind being, like creepy.
I didn't-
I didn't think he was. I didn't think he
Mastermind. I
was
just
that.
got, like-
I didn't get mastermind. I just got cool.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a fun villain.
Especially when he was like announcing.
And I think they were what they needed to be, which was basically just a mini boss like.
Yeah, mini bosses. They're
Yeah.
things to keep the Avengers
Like-
distracted so they don't use too much of Thanos.
The big guy just needed to be killed by the Hulk by being
Yeah,
shot
exactly,
into
yeah.
the top of the Wakandan force
Yeah,
field.
that was cool.
That was great.
Well, it's
I
because
love that.
the Avengers need someone to fight other than
they have
rather than just a mindless army.
It's better than just like a army of like.
Yeah,
mindless
I'd
dudes.
rather take
Even
them
though-
over like the Chitauri.
But they were a part of the mindless army.
Here's,
No, they weren't. They were cool. Yeah, they had more character than
They were
that.
generals.
Besides Ebony Maw. Okay, but
They have way more character than like the
oh,
Chitauri.
please.
Than the Chitauri.
What is the girl's character? She can throw spears.
she's a sociopath.
Yeah, I thought she was cool.
They're all.
I'm not saying they're the most.
they're
I'm
all,
not saying they're the most
developed
developed fucking characters of all time, but they're more developed than the
distinct.
Chitauri.
I
They have
do wish-
names at least.
Yeah.
They have
do
individual
wish-
looks and
you know what?
personalities.
You know what? Stop generalizing the Chitauri. Each one of them has a name and they're not numbers, Andy.
Honestly, I did like
the Chitauri are just.
I really like the monsters at the end. Like,
Oh, yeah, those were cool. Yeah,
they were so much better than the Chitauri.
Chitauri, yeah, that's another
because they
thing.
were mindless, just killing machines.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. It's like that versus like Justice League. Like compare this.
they
Watch
were the
this
Chitauri,
movie
yeah.
and Justice League back to back.
Yeah.
I thought
Jesus
they were
Christ,
the same
night
thing.
and
The
day.
same as the
No,
Chitauri.
No, I thought they were so much cooler because
Chitauri have like you kind of get the sense that they're intelligent.
yeah, the
or, like, soldiers.
Chitauri are just soldiers that don't really have. These were just like these ravenous, suicidal monsters.
Yeah.
They worked like fucking ants. They
Yeah.
also like were so much more overwhelming. Like when they were on the ground, you saw like the Wakandan soldiers fighting them. I was like, these are scary.
And they like tackle the Hulk.
Yeah, there's the pile on the Hulk.
Like there's this one part where they like grab Black Panther by the back of the neck and like swing him around.
Yeah,
It's
I was like,
Jesus.
damn, like these are not
I thought it was
fucking Chitauri.
I thought it was a neat twist that Bruce was in the.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. That was
Hulkbuster.
cool.
I like that because it kind of adds to like his story arc that's going on.
Yeah, I
since-
like
it's
I like what Bruce Banner had to do in this movie.
Yeah, he's got to use his Bruce Banner have
I
to.
saw an interview. I saw an interview earlier today. It's like, if you were to make a Hulk movie, what would it be about? And he described his Hulk movie. And then he said, "Okay, we're gonna spread it out into 3 movies." He said, "Would you want to hold a solo movie?" He's like, "Well, you could just edit it together. Fuck you, Universal. We got our own movie. Ha!" And he just started like roasting Universal.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's that. They've talked about that. How it's like there's a little Hulk trilogy in between Thor Ragnarok and then
Yeah,
there's
and
Thor
I think it
Ragnarok.
works honestly.
But I don't know. I again, like the Hulk thing, I do wish they delved in just a little bit more. Especially if it's supposed to be like a trilogy. I do wish they delved in just a tiny bit more. What they did with
Hulk is what they did with everyone in this movie, which is they gave them things to do, but they just streamlined it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I get that you can guess that the Hulk is scared.
I understand. I definitely understand
guess.
that.
I think they just tell you that.
Yeah, I thought that was incredibly obvious. I knew
Yeah.
I knew exactly what was happening.
I don't know. I felt.
I didn't think any. I don't know anyone that was confused of that.
Yeah.
I thought everyone.
Were you confused by it?
Yes, I was.
You were,
yeah, I didn't.
You didn't know that was happening?
I didn't understand why he didn't want to go.
Well, I
That's
guess you're just not a
incredibly
real.
obvious.
No, but
I guess you're just not a real movie.
No,
fan.
the reason why I didn't understand it is because he's been beaten in the past.
He hasn't been beaten
Like that,
thoroughly.
yeah.
The Hulk gets knocked out
Within
like,
fucking minutes.
within seconds.
Yeah, like it's not like
It's
it's
not-
not like a Hulkbuster battle where they destroy half the fucking city. He wipes them out like in 2 punches.
Yeah, and he throws him on the ground.
Yeah, he
Yeah, but for me, the Hulk
annihilates
is
him.
not.
That's a great scene too, where he's like.
We have
I don't know.
It's cool that like Thanos is like not just like reliant entirely on the stones.
Yeah, he's a Titan himself.
Yeah.
he's as strong as the Hulk on his own.
Yeah, and the Hulk is the most powerful Avenger,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Thor.
Thor's gets pretty powerful.
Thor's so fun in this movie. I love how I don't want to call him overpowered, but I love how powerful Thor gets in this movie.
Yeah, can I talk for a second about how many moments in this movie just look like they came straight out of a comic book?
Oh yeah, Peter Dinklage is in this movie. Don't talk
Especially
about
with Spider-Man and like Thor. Like there's moments where Spider-Man just like hopping around and he's got his legs up and it's just like, oh, that's a Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
That's directly out of a comic.
I guess. Yeah, but Peter Dinklage
Peter
was
Dinklage is
dumb.
great. What? No, I liked him in this movie.
Why? I don't know. I didn't understand why it had to be specifically Peter Dinklage.
Because who the fuck else would it be? If it was some Randy, it wouldn't be fun. That's what the Marvel movies are about. They're about like.
It could have been. It could have been a
It's a-
random person.
No, it wouldn't have been fun though.
There was nothing. There was nothing like distinct of Peter Dinklage.
No, it wouldn't have been nearly as cool if it was just some Randy. Because it would like the fact that it's Peter Dinklage is just like, oh shit, it's Peter fucking Dinklage. He's in this movie.
Okay, but why does having a famous person Okay,
Because it's an actor that you love.
A character should be a good character on its own. And the fact that I felt that they
didn't
had to
have
get
time. Well, that's
Peter
not the-
Dinklage for this to make it a good character,
Yeah.
I felt was an issue.
Well,
I
it's
thought
because they don't have time to make anyone. They don't have time to work with anyone.
They
Like,
give him enough development.
Yeah, they give him enough. They
His
give him enough
hands
that he
have been
needs.
turned to metal
Yeah,
by
exactly. Again,
Thanos.
like it's everything streamlined in this movie because there's so much that's going on.
So why get a phenomenal actor like Peter
Dinklage is not that phenomenal.
I think he's pretty great.
I mean, he's not. He's no like.
I think Peter Dinklage is
he's
a phenomenal.
no-
I think he's an
no, like-
overrated actor.
But
He's not like Daniel Day-Lewis,
let me
but
finish my
he's-
sentence.
I love him a
Let me
lot.
finish my sentence. A good actor, let's say, a famous, well-known actor, who I personally think is phenomenal, to get a small, streamlined role. Why would you?
Well, that's not.
That's what the Marvel Universe does all the time.
Also,
Ben
like-
Kingsley is playing a tiny role.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley is
Man
only.
3.
Also, they never say that this
I
is
don't
the
know.
only. They never say that.
not a tiny role.
Well, in the grand scheme of the universe, it is.
Yeah.
Also, they never say that he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Like this could be a setup. He could show up in the fucking Celestials movie or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
We don't know. We're not Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. In the context of this film,
It works.
context
In the
of-
context
I
of the
don't-
work, in the context of the film, it works a lot.
Yeah.
Especially considering they didn't use him in the marketing.
Yeah.
Like that. Then
it
it's
was
just
a big fun surprise.
Yeah, then it's just a cool surprise.
I
Just
thought
like,
it was-
oh
I
shit,
thought it
Peter
was
Peter
Yeah.
fucking Dinklage is Pip the Troll.
Like
or
when I was in
whoever
the
he's
theater
playing.
for the second time, people were just like, "Is that Peter Dinklage?"
Yeah, I remember hearing
Exactly.
that.
And it was just,
Yeah.
it was just like, "Oh yeah."
It was just, yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
I love
No,
how
If it makes
I heard
the-
the same thing in the theater, but it wasn't like it was like, wait, is that Peter Dinklage?
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
and it's-
people
it's
love that.
what? Yeah,
That's
it's-
cool.
no,
That was such a
it
cool
sounded
moment.
it was more confused than anything.
I mean, like,
It was a cool moment.
I'd rather have Peter Dinklage than some no-name actor.
That's what I'm saying. It would've been
rather
boring.
had a no name.
It would have been weird.
Because then it's just like,
yeah, then it's
what's
just
the point?
who's the fuck is this and why should I care?
Yeah.
When it's Peter Dinklage, it's like,
because of
oh
the
shit.
It's because of the character. The
Well, because
character
there's
should-
no time to
The character
introduce-
should stand alone on its own. And
There's
they did.
barely
They did.
time to do that, though.
And they did.
Yeah.
They did give some basic character development. They
Yeah,
did-
but again,
they-
if it was just a normal,
to care enough to give a new actor a small chance to do a role.
No,
The
it's-
character
it's-
should
no,
always
it's-
a
I
character
dig-
should
I-
always stand on its own.
It's a bit part, and it's cool that it was played by Peter
necessarily.
Dinklage.
not every a lot of roles are very much based on the actors.
then I don't think it's a good character if it's based on
What
the
about
actor.
like fucking Heath Ledger Joker? Dude?
Yeah.
like, that
I
shit's
think it
been
would.
happy.
I
You
think it
couldn't
would have
do
been a
that.
great character, no matter who.
You think it would have been better if it was played by nobody?
If that nobody could do the same, had the same talent.
But the thing is,
Heath Ledger, then
thing
yeah.
is, like, no one can.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was great because it was what he
No, it's
did.
because,
Like,
it's because
you can bring an act. There's nothing wrong with an actor making the role completely their own.
No, there's nothing wrong.
There's
but,
nothing
but,
wrong with,
but
like, the-
one of
the
the but one of the
enjoyment of it.
reasons, one of the base reasons why that character is a great character is because Christopher Nolan wrote him as a great character.
Well, the thing is, like, this character is not. He's
not a main character.
Yeah, he's not a main character. You know what?
He isn't a main
He's
character.
a
but
character
every
we've
character.
just been introduced
Yeah,
to. in this
he's
massive movie.
never been introduced in the movies before. His goal they only have him there so they can help build the hammer.
Yeah.
Then why have Peter Dinklage?
Because
it's
that
a
makes it
fun
fucking
role.
fun and that makes it cool.
Yeah.
That makes it an oh shit, it's Peter Dinklage moment.
Yeah, why would
you
is-
not want Peter
Why
fucking
is
Dinklage
the
in
Red
this
Skull
movie?
Skull a ghost there?
Yeah.
Because it'd be cool if it was the Red Skull.
Yeah, they could have just made that some
We got an
Randy.
entire movie of the Red Skull all beforehand. So
You could've
the reason
just-
why it's cool is not because, first of all, because the actor.
No, it's cool because it's the Red Skull. It's cool because you know who that
You
is.
know the character.
And it's
No,
cool,
it's
and that
cool
moment-
because you know
what-
who that is.
Yeah, it's cool because you know who that is. The same for Peter Dinklage. You know
Yeah, you know who Peter
is.
Dinklage, and that's cool that he's in this movie.
Yeah.
It's oh shit.
And also,
it's
it
Peter
comes
fucking
after a
Dinklage.
fun little reveal where he like beats up Groot and Rocket, and
Yeah.
Thor just like no, and it reveals it's Peter fucking Dinklage.
You're just
And
like, oh fuck, dude.
I don't know. I don't think he should.
Nah.
I don't think it was necessary for him to play.
It wasn't necessary,
It was
but it's
cool.
like,
it was
it's
cool,
not
but I also
necessary.
feel it was a bit of a waste for Peter
Nah.
Dinklage.
I mean,
think,
like,
what
I-
else are they gonna do
yeah.
with Peter fucking Dinklage, dude?
I don't know.
There's only so many characters. There's only so many actors that can be in these movies.
Yeah.
And like, not everyone's gonna get. Not everyone can
everyone
play.
can be Star-Lord.
I would have rather him play someone in Captain Marvel. I would have rather.
Oh.
Who says that he can't be in Captain
Yeah.
Marvel?
I would rather him play some. Yeah, actually, I'd rather have him being introduced in Captain Marvel if he's going to play this character.
Well, but how would they have done that in this movie?
Yeah.
Captain
This
Marvel
movie
hasn't
came
come out
before
yet.
Captain
Yeah.
Marvel.
They had to what?
Wait, what do you mean?
How
They
would
could
they
have injured?
How would they have
How would
been
they
able to?
introduce-
Captain Marvel hasn't come out yet.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'd rather him not be in this movie and be introduced in Captain Marvel.
then he
But
couldn't
then
be
what
in
would he
this
have done in
movie.
this movie?
Exactly. I'm saying he would have done nothing. He wouldn't have been there.
So you
So
did,
what do you-
just
what is
didn't
your-
think
what are
that
you
scene
saying?
should have been in the movie?
You don't think he should have built the hammer? Did you have a
No.
problem? Did you
Okay,
have a
no,
problem
I-
with the hammer subplot?
No, I didn't. I'm saying
I loved the
I'm
hammer
saying I
subplot.
wish Peter Dinklage would have played someone else, maybe in another movie, maybe in Captain Marvel.
So
Why
you
Captain
just
Marvel
okay.
specifically?
So I agree.
You just want Peter Dinklage to play an entirely different character, unrelated to this one, but you want this character to still be in the movie.
Yeah, something bigger.
You just want this, but you want
I
this
want
guy to
Peter
be played.
Dinklage
You want
out.
this guy to be played by an unknown.
No, because
Why?
because I feel it was like a waste
No.
a waste of Peter Dinklage's talent.
I don't think
Peter
there's only so many
Dinklage has
actors.
that much talent.
I love Peter Dinklage,
I think
but
he's
like I think
fine.
he's very appropriately used in this
yeah,
film.
it's like I couldn't.
Not
really
every not they don't have time to bring in every awesome actor to play a starring role in the
Yeah,
movie.
and I think he played just enough.
Yeah, I thought he was fucking great.
Like
I really
Natalie
loved him.
Dormer is in the first Captain America movie for like 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
and
That was
it-
before.
Yeah,
That was before she got famous.
yeah, so what?
So,
So that was an unknown.
Yeah.
what are you
So you're saying they should have had another unknown come in who would have grown to be talented?
No,
It would have just been
I- no,
like,
I-
oh,
that's
it's
not what I
this is
said.
what
we're
a waste
spending,
of this
we're spending
time.
That's
too
not
much
what that's not what I'm
fucking
saying
time
at
on
all.
this.
I'm saying that
we're
you
spending too much
spending-
fucking
yeah.
time.
I'm
on
saying
this.
that you decided you brought up a point
Anyways,
about Natalie
Infinity
Dormer
War.
and that.
Well,
point
show
at a
me my
time.
fucking list. I want to see where I can place it
Yeah.
on this list.
Overall, Devin, wrong.
Yeah.
you.
Devin, confirmed wrong. I dig, you know what? I dig this movie a lot. I'm gonna put this at number, fuck it, I'll put it at number 5. I will put it right below Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a real solid movie, this Infinity War. Would recommend. It's not perfect, but like what it does for what it is, I think is incredibly fucking impressive.
I really enjoy this movie.
It's a good
It's
one.
a quality movie. I'm
Bada
gonna
bing, bada boom. I'm doing the OK symbol with my hands. You can't see it,
He is. It's pretty cool.
but it's pretty good.
I mean, Andy, that was very impressive. I'm putting this at number 3. Right? Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, and I feel like as I watch it, I'm gonna enjoy it more and more. Yeah, it feels very comic booky, and I love it. I'm putting it at number 3,
Wow.
right below the Winter Soldier and above the first Avenger.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I felt that it was not the best Marvel movie. I don't know. I would put it as a movie by itself. I'd put it below the first Avengers. So it'd be Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers, and then actually no, I'll put it above Avengers. I'll put it above the first Avengers. So below Civil War.
Okay. There we go. That's it.
But besides Infinity War, this whole marathon experience,
Yeah, it's been a trip.
This has been real fucking.
it's
been
weird
like
seeing an evolution of a franchise. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting to see this franchise go from like I don't know, like sort of like on the same level as like a Star Wars or an Indiana Jones, where there's a good chunk of movies, but if you want,
I wouldn't even put like the first like batch on the par of Indiana Jones or Star Wars.
No, not
Like,
in
they
terms
were-
not in terms of quality, but in terms of like it's just a series of films that you can watch within like a day or so, and then like to see it like it's like just the sheer amount of movies, it's getting bigger and bigger to the point of like it's not just like a single film franchise anymore. It's I don't know, there's never been anything like this on the scale that this is. It's so big and such a massive
I think
franchise.
I think
and
Infinity
it's
War
impressive.
really is like the
Infinity War is
keystone of
the
it.
keystone of it. It's
the thesis statement.
yeah, it's the little fucking star on the top of the
It's
tree.
wild. It's really wild to see this come from like
Come to fruition.
you can really chart that like phase 1. It's looking back, it's not
It's
as
so
good.
quaint.
It's so
Yeah.
it's just so little compared to like.
compared to Infinity War.
You just
Infinity War.
perfected the fucking formula. You found out exactly what people
It's
want.
funny looking back at Avengers
The
and
first
being
Avengers.
like, "Aw, look at it! They have 6 characters coming together."
And everyone's just like, they're never gonna make it work. It's gonna be too overstuffed. The first Avengers movie with
Yeah.
6 characters
Yeah,
was
instead of the
too.
76.
People thought it was too overstuffed.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's 3 plot lines going
Oh my
on.
God! What a
Yeah.
different world.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting seeing, it's interesting also not only seeing that, but seeing the long-term character development, almost like a TV
Oh, yeah.
show. Like instead of seeing it in
Particularly
3
Tony
movies.
Stark.
Yeah, instead of
It
seeing
was really cool seeing everyone's arcs come together so naturally. To
Yeah.
see Tony Stark in the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor and everyone just
especially Doctor Strange.
yeah,
and
Doctor
Tony.
Strange. Everyone just met up with each other, and it really
really-
it didn't feel forced at all.
You know, and it's kind of interesting. Like, they managed to mesh like all these like kind of fast talking like clever people together. Like Tony Stark and Doctor Strange are very similar characters. in
They
their
feel
respective
similar.
movies.
That's the thing about the characters is they feel very similar within their own movies.
But in Infinity War,
It's when
they're
it's
so
when they
different.
meet. It's when they meet that you really notice that they're a lot different from each other. And I like how often they're fighting with each other.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
like
well, yeah.
because it's all just like big egos and sarcasm
Yeah.
meeting together, and it's just everyone's just an asshole to each other, and it works and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Overall, I suggest you guys do this at some point.
I don't know.
It takes. That's the thing is that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is, and also
Pace
like
it out over like a month.
yeah, pace them out. Like you can't watch them all back to back because as much as I enjoy the Marvel movies, when you watch them all together,
They're a bit exhausting.
they get very it takes a toll on you. You're
Yeah.
like, okay,
I
get
feel
it.
like it's a bit repetitive.
You feel a bit marveled out, and just based on the sheer number of the movies that
I'm
you have
surprised
to
by
watch.
how much I liked Infinity War after coming off of like
Yeah, that's the thing is
all
that-
of these movies that
Yeah.
I really do. Like all of them are really good though.
We had to stop watching the movies
Except Thor.
like
Yeah. Fuck Thor.
2 days before the movie came out because I was like I remember like after like I think it was like after we were watching Spider-Man.
It was after Phase 2.
It was like after we were watching Spider-Man: Homecoming, or around then. I rewatched like an Infinity War trailer. I was like, I fucked myself over. I've marveled myself out before the movie, but
Yeah, but then it comes out and you're
yeah,
like,
and then it's like,
"Yay,
okay, no, I'm
you
hyped
got
for it.
me.
I'm hyped for it now.
Marvel.
Yeah,
I know what that is.
So one more thing before we head out. Ant-Man and the Wasp is still to come out.
Oh right.
Are you guys excited? What are your thoughts and
I'm
theories?
I don't know how we're gonna do that one.
Okay, my
So-
prediction is pretty much the entire secondary cast is going to get wiped out in the snap.
Oh really?
In like the post-credit scene. or
I think it's
whatever.
gonna be interesting. But
I
there's
think-
a good chance. I think that there's a good chance. I think it's almost. I don't think it's officially confirmed, but I think everyone just is fucking assuming that it's gonna take place before Infinity War.
It is.
How could it not?
I think it's gonna take.
I don't think it's been
almost
officially
during.
confirmed yet. Has it?
I think it has.
I don't think it
I
has.
think it's
But
gonna
there's
place.
no way.
I think it's gonna
not.
place almost during.
No, I see it like ending like 5 minutes before Infinity War.
Yeah,
begins.
and I-
Well, no, because
think,
because
like-
they even mentioned that he's under house arrest.
Yeah.
And so if you were gonna do, I don't. First of all, I don't think.
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be in
think
the
snap-
post-credit scene.
I don't think the snap would. At least you mentioned Cassie.
Yeah.
I think if Cassie disappears, they gotta put that in the movie. I can't.
Yeah, they couldn't.
I don't think-
I don't think they could kill characters off. Also, like that'd be kind of derivative of this movie's post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Which is characters still evaporating.
Well, that especially Cassie, who is his daughter.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Who's
see
his
them, I don't see
daughter?
them doing that in a
Yeah.
post-credit scene. That would be
No.
a fun post-credit scene.
No, and yeah, you'd have to see that in the movie. I would see Scott Lang like almost.
Also,
bursting
I
into
feel like that'd be like too detached from this movie.
Yeah.
That'd be too bit much of an emotional arc to have completely detached from the events of that movie.
Still, I do think like the two who aren't gonna die, in that whole roster, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp are going to like
Well,
stay
they're
together, and I think
confirmed, right?
I think we're confirmed.
I think they're gonna come into Infinity War, and you're gonna have all the original Avengers
Yeah.
from the comic book
Yeah,
together. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I guess we'll get back to you in a couple months.
Yeah.
For our
Marvel
Marvel
train.
movie marathon.
I mean, like
when does Ant-Man and the Wasp come
Ant-Man
out?
comes out in July,
Yes.
and we're not gonna be together.
yeah. So don't
yeah.
make promises you can't keep.
Yeah,
them.
because we're not. We're. I don't know.
I'll post a review.
Maybe we could do like a
I mean,
Skype
I'm taking
thing.
my microphone.
Maybe we could do like a Skype.
No, I have
thing.
my own microphone.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
alright.
That's
Maybe
right.
we could do
That's
like
right, you
a.
coward.
Maybe we could do a
What?
fucking Skype thing.
Yeah, we'll do a Skype thing.
Yeah, we'll talk
I
about
don't
it.
believe in Skype. That's how the government tracks you.
All right.
Well, from
Zap.
the Not Podcast, it's been a wonderful
Yeah.
journey.
Do you guys want to go over our Ultra list?
Oh right, we've combined.
We've
Yeah.
averaged them out.
Yeah, this is pre-Infinity War, by the way.
Oh right.
Yeah. So this is like what we got.
Do the math to add Infinity War in here.
This took a long time.
Well, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. What's the official like condensed list?
Official is all of our lists combined is Guardians 2 is number 1, followed by Guardians, followed by Spider-Man: Homecoming, followed by The Winter Soldier, followed by a tie between the First Avenger and Civil War, followed by Black Panther, followed by Ragnarok, followed by The Avengers, followed by Ant-Man, followed by the original Iron Man, followed by another tie with Iron Man 2 and Doctor Strange. Then Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, and Ultron coming in at a tie for number 12. Then Thor, then The Incredible Hulk.
Thor's.
That's a solid list.
What's
Yeah.
where did we put Infinity War? That's 3.
5, 7, and 3.
Yeah. So we'll do the math later, and you can catch that on our Facebook page. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Smash that like button.
Smash it
that
into
motherfucking
oblivion.
like button.
Destroy it.
Also, we're doing another episode of the Dot podcast tomorrow. Talking
Tomorrow.
about all of CinemaCon.
The
that
entire-
was fucking annoying. CinemaCon and Infinity War were in the same fucking week.
And the peace in Korea.
Oh yeah,
Come
too much.
on.
Where's the episode on that, guys?
Yeah, the best crossover. They thought it'd be
Top 10 anime crossovers.
They thought it'd be Infinity
No, that's
War.
the ultimate Infinity War.
They thought it'd be Infinity War. It turned out it was Korea.
That's the
Turns out it
ultimate.
was only 56 years.
Oh,
All right. From the Dark Podcast,
Yeah.
it's been a wonderful journey, guys.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
Devin.
I'm gonna keep on talking to the microphone while you guys leave.
All right,
All
bye.
right.
Hey,
Bye.
So I came up with an idea. It's called Prolazak.